Hey guys, welcome back to a Cozy Kingdom episode. Last episode, we were finishing up that villager home, which had a whole bunch of small rooms and a whole bunch of big rooms. I already gathered some materials here. That way we can go ahead and get started. My plan is to have at least somewhat of a kitchen in these units. And a little nightstand, and I don't know, make it look just slightly nice. I don't want to go all out. We're gonna start off with 3 furnaces, and I was thinking maybe some planks down here so they can cook and cut stuff. Okay, I was thinking of putting a pot down here, maybe a fence, and then some greenery, and there we go. Nice little nightstand, a little desk, nice little flower pot in the corner, nice painting, and a tiny kitchen. And I am just gonna repeat what's on this side over here, seeing it's basically the exact same thing. We're going to be focusing on these last few units. I'm going to be doing a montage, but this is supposed to be like a librarian. This is pretty big. This should be its own unit, and we're just going to decorate it a little bit, and we're going to decorate the other side as well, and the top 2 ones. Alright guys, I have finished decorating the inside. First unit, very nice, very simple. Now we have this one. I really like this overhang. And I also decorated this tiny room. I have this right here where a villager can sit and watch the sunset. Same thing on this side. I have, this was not quite the same as the other one, but I do like the little difference. I do have the seating area. Then I have this upstairs. I made little chairs to sit on, a little desk area out here, more place to sit, pot with some flowers. This little room, I had to use brown carpet because I ran out of white, but again, super simple. A little seat to watch the sunset. And finally, this room, I had put the lectern right there, little seating area, kitchen, and then their bedroom, and they can go out here and just, you know, do their thing out here. I did put a ladder to get up here. I haven't put anything up here yet, but I really like this area. Maybe I can make a garden. I'm not too sure if I should stick to the library, but we'll see. Alright, and that is the decoration for this house. Now we're going to move on to our second task, which is first off creating a bridge that circles around to this plot of land, making this bee house. That way I can get some wax and use some copper in the future. Alright, so this is going to be the area where I'm going to fix up a little bit, and this is going to be where the bridge is going to be rounded out to create a bee house right over there. I think it'd look really great. I'm going to start leveling out this land and putting some grass down just so it looks a little bit nicer. Alright, so I have cleared out most of the cobblestone. I'm waiting to place all this dirt down because over there it is not quite level to here. So I was thinking of making that bridge and then making steps to come up through this side. We used dark oak slabs for the bridge and then dark oak for the support beams, and I really wanted to make this kind of like a very earthy, very green, so we might add some vines, maybe some glowberries. I feel like that would be cool. Alright, so I opted for this corner bridge for a few reasons. One, because of the placement of these, the circular shape that I wanted, it looked super bad. super bad. But with this corner piece, what I can do is I can make that little corner piece big tower. Hey guys, so I've been working on this for a minute and I did decorate. I put leaves here. It looked really awkward putting another one here, so I took it out. But this is how the bridge is looking like. Very nice, very nice. I did start putting a whole bunch of dirt on that hill, and I did flatten it out. I think now finally we're gonna get into the bee hive, the bee house. The first thing I need to do, because I want to make this beehive a mainly glass dome, I need to go and collect a whole bunch of sand so I can start working on this build. Alright, so my shovel is almost dead, but I did manage to collect almost a full chest of sand. I didn't bring another shovel or else I would have dug a lot more, but I think I went 3 or 4 layers down. Let's head back home to our base so we can start making this little beehive house. Alright, so while our glass is smelting, then we're gonna make some more stands so all these little villagers can turn into some librarians, and hopefully I can get efficiency 3 and above, and maybe fortune 3 or something. That'd be really good. So while that glass was smelting, I did get all the things that I wanted for my tools, even silk touch. But I did get that unbreaking 3, that fortune 3, efficiency 4, and mending on majority of my tools. I did get sharpness and looting on my sword, but I did start placing some dirt on that little bee house mound. That way it would be a nice clean slate. I definitely want this build to be on the bigger side of things, but I also don't want it to be super massive. I just want to be able to see the bees just roam all the way to the top of the glass and stuff like that. So let's get into a quick time lapse and see what we can do for now. Alright, guys. So this is the finished product. There's nothing inside yet. I was actually thinking of probably making a glowberry farm very quickly, but I really like how this is looking. I think it'll look even better once we start getting greenery and actual bees in here. But I feel like they have pretty good space. Pretty good space. So as for the glowberry farm, I'm almost thinking that we should do it um, maybe in between the farms. Alright guys, so I did go ahead and I built that glowberry farm in between the farms. And here's how it looks like. It's nothing too fancy, too crazy. It almost looks like a gazebo, but I just have vines hanging down from the ceiling. And some of the glowberries are already forming on these vines. I did make some steps and potentially we can have this as a pathway. But I also added this section here because it really needed it. I added a to-do list. That way we can be nice and organized. And then I also made another portal. And I put some chesting and some more storage. That way, whenever we want to get out of the nether, or if there's any tools that we want to make specifically for the nether, we can just have it right there. With that, now I can go decorate the bridge and the little beehive. So let's see the finished result. Alright guys, so this is the final look at this area. I really like it. I like the bit of wood and greenery in here. I did add the glowberries in the little corners. That way it looks really nice, especially when you're on a boat and you go under the bridge. I think that would look very cool. Going to this little greenhouse, I have took the liberty of putting some moss and some of those glowberries on the roof. That way there can be a lot of light during the night if it ever gets dark. I do have a bee house in here, but I do not think that there's any bees, sadly. But it is still really beautiful in here. Next episode, I will have a lot more bees in here. But the last thing that we need to do is we need to make a flower farm. That way we can finally decorate these lands over here, because in last episode I did say that I wanted it to look very cotton candy themed, and I need to go make a flower farm so that can happen. Alright guys, so I got all of my flowers. I got a couple more stacks up here. There weren't a lot of blues. There were more purples than blues. But I chose these two colors because I feel like they look the most like cotton candy. And I'm going to do a quick time lapse of me just placing some of them down. But they're going to be grouped up and scattered throughout this little farm area over here. I'm not going to put them on these hillsides because I have big plans for next episode. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, so this is how Cotton Candy Valley is looking like. I did run out of flowers, bone meal, and these little grass pieces, but so far I think that it's looking very, very nice. I put some on top of these mountains, none below, but they are even on this walkway. Oh, I missed a few yellow pieces, but they're all over this mountain. And there's some over here, some on this hill. Next episode, I'm going to be doing a lot with this general area over here. So that's why I haven't placed anything there yet, because I do not know how it's going to look like next episode. But for the most part, I did get some around here and some over here. These villagers are all huddled together. They're actually stuck in a composter. Very goofy, very goofy. But yeah, I think it's looking really nice so far. Thank you for watching this week's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.